The forthcoming iPhone 18 Pro Max is rapidly solidifying its position not just as a successor to the current generation but as arguably the most transformative, and indeed most controversial, premium mobile device that the Cupertino tech giant, Apple, has ever conceived. Contrary to the industry's relentless pursuit of thinner, lighter designs, deep-seated whispers emanating from the highly sensitive Asian supply chain logistics networks and top-tier durability engineers suggest a radical reversal. Apple is deliberately crafting the heaviest, thickest, and toughest iPhone in the brand's entire illustrious history. This unexpected philosophical pivot has sent shockwaves rippling through the entire tech community, igniting a passionate, gigantic, and sometimes hostile debate among global consumers who already perceive the current lineup, especially the Pro Max variants, as overly substantial, unwieldy, and heavy. Yet, according to an increasingly confident chorus of fresh, substantiated reports circulating among veteran industry trackers and reliable Chinese manufacturing insiders, the year 2026 marks a decisive shift away from a simple aesthetic reduction toward an absolute mandate for enhanced structural integrity and unparalleled mobile endurance. The acclaimed leaker Instant Digital, along with corroborating sources, indicates that while the majestic 6.9-inch Super Retina XDR display panel from the iPhone 17 Pro Max will be retained, the fundamental overall chassis dimensions are slated to undergo a significant physical expansion. This strategic thickening is projected to push the overall device weight to an unprecedented peak, potentially landing around 243 grams, g. This mass will not only comfortably exceed the weight specifications of the already substantial iPhone 17 Pro Max but will also eclipse the prior weight champion, the legacy iPhone 14 Pro Max. Apple has historically navigated complex weight fluctuations across model years. The revolutionary adoption of a titanium build in the iPhone 15 Pro Max briefly saw the weight dip to a more manageable 221 g, followed by a tactical transition back to a more robust aluminum alloy body for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which consequently saw the weight climb to 233 g. Now, with the iPhone 18 Pro Max, these trusted manufacturing sources claim Apple is executing a fully intentional pivot towards a radically more rugged structural philosophy. The singular, driving force behind this colossal decision is not an arbitrary aesthetic choice, but a deeply functional and performance-driven imperative. Highly detailed manufacturing speculation posits that Apple is strategically allocating internal volume for a significantly bigger battery unit, a far stronger chassis reinforcement, an advanced stainless steel vapor chamber cooling system, and vastly improved thermal pathways. These next-generation heat management components are specifically engineered to maintain the device's cool thermal profile under conditions of sustained high performance and the demanding rigors of intensive AI-driven workloads. This architectural decision aligns flawlessly with Apple's aggressive, multifaceted push toward on-device Apple Intelligence, a sophisticated suite of iOS features that critically demands high, sustained mobile CPU processing power, elite-level thermal dissipation, and uncompromising battery endurance. Beyond core power management, the entire computational photography system is poised for a monumental transformation. We expect the debut of a brand-new Samsung-developed 3-layer sensor technology, featuring a substantially wider aperture lens array and highly enhanced low-light optical tuning. This entire photographic assembly is designed from the ground up to overwhelmingly outperform previous generations across the most challenging shooting environments, specifically targeting professional-grade night photography, detailed astrophotography, high-speed motion capture, and expanded HDR dynamic range performance. Even the once prominent dynamic island interface and the fundamental Face ID module are slated for sophisticated internal re-engineering, utilizing smaller, more compact components to deliver their signature security and convenience performance without unnecessarily consuming precious internal chassis space. Despite all of these space-saving efforts, the total combined sum of these major redesign elements still fundamentally contributes to the overall heavier build required for a true mobile powerhouse. As Apple orchestrates this heavyweight flagship redesign, a parallel, equally significant milestone is unfolding within the high-end mobile gaming sector. Sony, in a major strategic partnership, has officially revealed Horizon Steel Frontiers, a massive open-world MMORPG meticulously based on the universally acclaimed Horizon gaming universe. This AAA quality title is confirmed for a free-to-play global launch across major mobile operating systems, including iOS and Android, alongside a PC release. The game plunges players into an expansive, shared online universe where thousands of simultaneous machine hunters must navigate a perilous environment inspired by the desolate, striking Deathlands regions, reminiscent of the vast expanses of Arizona and New Mexico. Here, players can either cooperate strategically to vanquish monumental mechanical beasts or engage in intense, competitive tribal warfare to seize valuable territory and in-game loot. This massive undertaking is part of a broader, industry-wide momentum to successfully deliver console-quality gaming experiences directly onto premium mobile devices. This is a trend Apple has been consistently enabling and actively encouraging, leveraging its desktop-grade GPU performance and, crucially, the upcoming thermal upgrades. The direct correlation between these gaming-related leaks and the need for a thicker iPhone 18 Pro Max becomes crystal clear. The stainless steel vapor chamber is not merely an upgrade. It is a necessity for dramatically improving sustained gaming performance in graphically intensive titles like Horizon Steel Frontiers, the recently ported Resident Evil series, Assassin's Creed Mirage Mobile, and the entire upcoming catalog of Apple Arcade and cloud streaming titles. Concurrently, authoritative Apple analyst Mark Gurman of Bloomberg has uncovered an even more monumental strategic shift. Apple is planning the most comprehensive release cycle overhaul in the entire storied history of the iPhone. This bold new strategy involves a definitive break from the decades-long, predictable September annual launch pattern. According to this new intelligence report, Apple is preparing to release an unprecedented 6 new iPhone models per year, segmented into 2 distinct, major launch waves. The first wave will comprise the high-tier iPhone 18 Pro, the aforementioned flagship iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the highly anticipated iPhone 18 Fold, which marks Apple's long-speculated and critical entry into the burgeoning foldable smartphone category. The second wave, strategically scheduled approximately 6 months later, will introduce the standard iPhone 18, the affordable iPhone 18e, or possibly Southeast variant, and the much-discussed iPhone Air. The iPhone Air, once an enigmatic and highly misunderstood concept, is now widely believed to represent a prototype-driven stepping stone directly leading to Apple's full, revolutionary foldable future. Gurman explicitly states that the iPhone Air is not primarily focused on immediate sales volume but serves a more critical, preparatory role. The device is about preparing Apple's extensive supply chain for the demands of extreme thinness, the complexities of new flexible display layers, and the intricacies of ultra-efficient power management, all essential elements that Apple will fully integrate into its foldable lineup launching in 2026. Although earlier, unsubstantiated rumors suggested the iPhone Air might be prematurely discontinued due to projected weak sales, the Bloomberg report decisively clarifies that Apple always envisioned the Air lineup following an unusual, separate release cycle, deliberately distinct from the main Pro and non-Pro schedules. This unique cadence enables Apple to introduce experimental features and push mobile hardware boundaries without disrupting the critical mass production of the core models. Furthermore, the iPhone Air 2 is rumored to launch with the cutting-edge A20 Bionic chip, potentially built upon a groundbreaking 2nm architecture, promising massive efficiency, improvements and dramatically longer battery life. Gurman, however, rejects certain claims that the Air 2 will immediately receive a dual-camera system upgrade, asserting that Apple will reserve that specific feature enhancement for a later stage when the iPhone Fold and Air line begin to share common component architecture and supply chain sourcing. Apple's overarching strategic shift, staggering these eases throughout the calendar year, is engineered to achieve multiple significant corporate goals. It will stabilize quarterly revenue reports, effectively reduce production pressure on core manufacturing partners, and allow Apple to maintain a near-constant, consistent engagement level with global consumers, the investment community, and the highly complex supply chain ecosystem. This new product structure also indirectly places significant market pressure on the formidable competition, particularly Samsung, which has been consistently pursuing a strategy of shrinking the Galaxy Ultra form factor, while Apple moves decisively in the entirely opposite direction, intentionally making the Pro Max substantially thicker to accommodate both larger battery cells and a stronger structural frame. Industry financial analysts now claim this battery-first approach could easily allow the iPhone 18 Pro Max to definitively dominate all battery life comparison charts, surpassing Samsung's long-stagnant, self-imposed 5,000 mAh limit. With rumors swirling that Samsung may even cancel the experimental Galaxy S26 Edge and continue its relentless shrinking of the Ultra series, many seasoned tech enthusiasts and mobile reviewers argue that Apple's bifurcated approach, making the standard Air exceedingly slim and portable while evolving the Pro Max into an uncompromised powerhouse, is the far wiser and more sustainable route. A dedicated slim model will exist for the vast consumer segment prioritizing portability and elegance, while the Pro Max firmly establishes itself as the ultimate choice for users demanding extreme performance, all-day endurance, absolute camera superiority, and sustained on-device AI processing for demanding video editing capabilities and high-end mobile gaming. Ultimately, the period spanning 2026 and 2027 is shaping up to be a profoundly transformational era for Apple, with radical changes affecting not only fundamental aspects like iPhone thickness, battery capacity, camera hardware, thermal efficiency, product release schedules, and material science, but also critically reshaping the company's competitive stance against major global competitors such as Samsung, Google's Pixel line, and Xiaomi. Apple's market capitalization has already successfully breached the staggering $4 trillion milestone. With ongoing strategic programs like the reduction of App Store commissions for key developer segments and the aggressive expansion of on-device Apple Intelligence across its ecosystem, the company is systematically preparing its entire platform for the next generation of smartphones. These future-forward devices are poised to be far more than mere communication tools. They are destined to become full-fledged computational hubs, fundamentally capable of replacing desktop PCs, dedicated gaming consoles, and standalone professional cameras for the vast majority of everyday users. With all these radical, foundational changes on the horizon, from the heavier, more durable iPhone 18 Pro Max to the introduction of foldable smartphones and entirely new product release cycles, Apple is actively building toward a massive, coordinated technological paradigm shift that will undoubtedly serve to define the entire next decade of mobile innovation and set the bar for the ultimate mobile computing experience.